influences on how we perceive and remember ancestral and alien cultures. So, imagine you're trekking through the Amazonian jungle, surrounded by dense foliage and exotic wildlife. As you walk, you stumble upon a remote, ancient settlement, abandoned for centuries. You begin to notice strange, intricately carved wooden artifacts and fabrics that adorn the crumbling structures. In that moment, you might think, this must be the lost city of Z, or perhaps, oh, I remember learning about this in a National Geographic documentary. But what if I told you that, without any prior exposure to similar stories, many people would have seen this early civilization as utterly unfamiliar and potentially mesmerizing? Why is it then that in modern times, the moment we hear about the Inca or the Mayans, we immediately start conjuring images of scarlet-sunned deserts and pyramids? The secret lies in our past experiences, which unconsciously play a pivotal role in shaping our perceptions of, and memories connected to, ancestral and extraterrestrial cultures. Let's start with a simple case of priming when we are consciously or unconsciously exposed to certain pieces of information, which then influence our perception of subsequent information. A research study conducted on this topic a few years ago revealed that people who were given a short reading about an unfamiliar, supposedly lost civilization subconsciously linked this culture with prior familiarity. Yet, when confronted with some background, if not entirely accurate, details about the culture, participants unconsciously found it highly improbable that it didn't exist, illustrating vividly that we have an innate tendency to fabricate, in terms of recollections and our imagination, about extraterrestrial cultures. We usually experience and describe fantasy films and science fiction. The popular film 2001: A Space Odyssey, directed by Stanley Kubrick, redefined the cinematic lexicon, thanks in large part to its breathtaking and imaginative depiction of extraterrestrial civilizations. This phenomenon often has an extensive following, after which individuals then rationalize and often verify hypothetical aliens. Research conducted by cognitive psychologist Dr. Susan Blackmore emphasized that in the 1960s the ufologist's culture appeared to be as a standard prototype within individuals' imagination about the extraterrestrial, while decades later ufology had become a culture-driven cognitive category which the observers used in everyday life. We'll continue next week with an exploratory observation that highlights the ways in which human experiences with computers and spaceships fostered these perceptions into memorable social facts over recent history. The lines between fantasy and reality blur, making fantasy film enthusiasts, writers, artists, and even scientists more aware of our social, cultural, and historical expressions about lost or extraterrestrial civilizations shaped by technology which indirectly play a pivotal role in setting and revealing our beliefs.